see how his mother literally abandoned him.
How many spheres are there? Do you have any food?
Hey, be still, I said.
Is there food in other spheres?
I have to stop.
Oh, that's all.
Are you okay, Ma?
I need water. Go. Fetch it for me.
And she left. She did to him what some people do to their fucking dogs. I hate this shit.
Ma! Geralt, I've been waiting for you.
We're freaking out over a character we barely know because we barely saw him in the game. But we know who he is, so. Oh boy, oh boy. She's losing everyone.
Save yourself.
Everyone's dying.
The gates. Can you
And there's a bunch of worms doing God knows what. It's effective. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna hold.
Do not stop, Triss.
Ah. Ah boy, this is bad. Bitch. Ah, that's what the worms do.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, that's powerful.
Okay, so she did not betray them. She was just being.
Yeah, no, but it's still bad.
It is bad.
Oh, we need help, guys. We need help. Oh shit. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's unfortunate. And like, there were a lot of those in the box. We have nothing left. It's over. And I don't know what happened to Tisea, but she's not around. I think, Yennefer, you'll have to decide for yourself. What do you do?
We can still fight.
Well, she gets to use her powers now. But she's the only one left.
Honey, you are the front line right now.
And she's hurt too.
You're not dead. You've merely woken.
This.
But where are we really? Because
In there.
The wound was troublesome, Geralt. But you will be alright.
You never knew.
I'm a sorceress. But he knew that already.
I wonder who she is. Like, do we know her?
She looks like his mom.
People linked by destiny will always find each other.
I mean, in his fever dream, she
That
made
was
she
like
made
the
the apple, but then would it truly be her?
Well, I don't think that his mom was his real mom. Because sorcerers cannot have children.
Well, she. True.
I want you to look at me. Do you know, prisoner, what they do to a witcher to improve his eyes?
Stop it.
Do you know that it doesn't always work?
Stop it, Geralt.
Yeah, it's
You don't
her.
get to use that name. Vesemir gave me that name.
I mean, faith and destiny, bro.
I need to know why. Tell me. At least you didn't know this before you left me on his doorstep.
Okay, so it wasn't just the middle of the
It's time to
woods,
sleep.
but still.
There's valerian in the medicines.
You trusted destiny rather than trying to find me yourself.
It's time to move on, Geralt. It's time for you to find what you let go of. Find her. I was just a dream.
Please don't go.
She wasn't there for real then.
So, Geralt,
Perhaps she wasn't there for real. It's hard to tell.
True.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe it was really his mother and she had it before she became a...
One.
big sorceress. I don't
Which
know.
one?
No, she
You
wasn't
called
there.
out for
You're alive.
Yeah, and she's
Barely.
Serena needs your help. We all do.
they all have a limit.
No.
Love her or hate her, she did
It's
take
your
care of
turn
her.
to save these people, this continent. And this is your legacy. How? I can't. You can. Let your chaos explode.
And be magnificent.
I mean, you're not advising a king right now. Like, you can let loose. And I think it will be magnificent.
Where you going, cocky girl? We can teach you.
She's no daughter of mine.
Just because you fucked up doesn't mean we will.
If only Yennefer had gone to Nilfgaard. Sorry you chose power.
Do you actually have what it takes?
Oh, I think that she does.
She's so badass. I really, really like her character. It's those that come from nothing and were robbed of every chance that can stand up the highest when they find that opportunity.
Oh my god.
And, you know, still, that's really cool. You kick ass. When you look at that, you know she was holding that in all this time. It's the grief, the anger, the fights.
Of many lifetimes too. She got a lot of baggage to let out.
That was cool.
Yennefer.
I mean, there's a strong possibility that she went, but we know she didn't because it's Yennefer. Oh, Geralt!
Find Geralt of Rivia. He is your destiny.
And he's so close.
She kind of assumed that she.
Are you
Are you kidding me?
right.
We're okay.
Are you kidding me?
That's the father?
Yeah.
We're all
God.
okay. The war's close.
If only she
I
waited.
need to tell
Well,
you
if she
something.
Me
tells,
too.
I met a.
Girl, an orphan. I found her in the woods nearby.
Whoop.
The girl in the woods will be with you always.
Everything comes together.
I met a witcher. He saved my life. Now fetch him an ale before he goes to sun.
Come on, Geralt.
Hey, butcher!
Limp to her, please.
She's so fucking
Where
close.
are you going?
It's like, well, he couldn't have known that she survived, but everyone has been telling him.
It's destiny.
And like for her, it's everything that she's clinging on. As soon as she finds him, the weight on her shoulders is gonna do.
You think you can take it all?
Yeah, literally, that's what, yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Is she right there? Tell me she's right there. Yes! I don't know how she knows it's him, but she's there. Or she's like, a witcher, that must be Geralt. And like, it's like she's the light in his darkness, sort of. How do you know it's him? It could be a stranger.
It looks like a
By destiny,
witcher.
we'll always find each other.
Who is Yennefer?
Oh, she dreamed of him then. She dreamt of him. Oh, that's cool. We're ending this like that?
That's scary. You can learn another song.
I kind of want to listen to this song.
Yeah, listen to it. The preview. Be careful.
Yeah, well, we'll stop it here, but I'm definitely gonna go listen to that song again because it sounds good.
The tune was nice.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, she.
the
okay,
question means she dreamt of this, so that's how she knew.
She was connected to him and
Yeah,
Yennefer
yeah.
at the same time.
The sequence where Tisea is calling out to Yennefer and we see him looking out for Yennefer, I guess she's been dreaming of that. So they were connected all along. That's how she
That's
knows.
how she knew it was Geralt.
Yeah, because otherwise it makes no sense. It's just like, white hair, Witcher, Geralt.
Yeah, but not all Witcher got white hair.
I know, but in this case, it's maybe she heard about him or something, but that would make a lot more sense that she dreamt of him, so
Yeah.
that's how.
Yeah.
Finally, I love how they did this
After
too.
8 episodes, more than 30 years.
Destiny, you know, it's coincidences that brought them together, but everyone has been telling them that's how things should be.
I would have been pissed if after all of this, she just ran away in the woods and he just go and miss her from
He
this
almost
much.
did. He almost did. But I love how, you know, everything was gray and misty around him, and then when he turned, it's like there was a light that showed up on his face.
She's his destiny.
And it's like it convinced him too. He's like,
Yeah.
people that are bound by destiny always find each other. Like,
Oh, well,
okay, coming from you, that's a
bring
lot.
the fuck, yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't done much this episode, but we saw a lot about his backstory in glimpses. It's hard to know what was real, what wasn't real, because it was a fever dream. But because like for a second, it was like his mom made an apple appear. So it was his mom. It wasn't his mom then.
I don't know. He called her. He called her mom.
Yeah, but she was
So
taking care of him.
Unless
so.
she took him in, maybe, or maybe like Yennefer could use magic or chaos before the big transformation, right?
Yes. So
Yes.
maybe she was just a rogue mage or sorceress.
Maybe.
Like she could use chaos, but she never went to the
Yeah.
Brotherhood.
So I mean that she could really be his Ulma, because when you go through that transformation, you cannot have children anymore. We know that.
It's still fucked up that for whatever reason she left him. Like there must have been a reason. If it's all linked to destiny, like yeah, in the dream he had of her telling him, you know, don't ask me the questions and stuff. It's basically like you were meant to meet Ciri and you were meant to take care of her, but for that to happen,
You need to be a Witcher.
To be a Witcher, you need to live longer, you need to have the strength, you need to go through these hardships for that destiny. And that would be a terrible thing to tell him, I think, because you're basically suffering for something that you'll have to do later. He would, there's a good chance he would have grown resentful of this destiny, and considering he was resentful towards destiny as a whole, it's not a stretch to imagine he would have been really pissed to know that what he went through was for this.
Yeah.
But now he gets to have, you know, his doubts confirmed because he met Ciri. He gets to know her. They both get to learn about what they have to do together, and do the right thing. You're there already. Like it's done. It's your life. I don't think, you know, he's always going to be resentful perhaps of what happened to him back then, and it was interesting to see it because he was such a nice kid, and it's really like she abandoned him.
Yeah.
You know, like someone that she doesn't care about or anything. So, and it was to a faith that was terrible, and he could have died. But now that we're here, you need to look to the future, you know. And we finally connected with Ciri, and that's good.
Before we talk about everybody else in that episode, I just want to go back to the woman who took Ciri in.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I feel bad for her, but you cannot really assume that.
She didn't assume. She said that
she proposed the idea?
Yeah, she proposed the idea. She was
Okay.
like, "You keep running, and you know my life isn't grand or anything. Like, there's nothing here that you might, envy." But in the way, like it's simple, but it's a good life.
It's simple,
And I
but
can
you got
offer
everything
it.
that matters.
Yeah, and I can offer it to you. Like I if you wish for this, if you want this, I can give it to you because I mean I've always wanted a daughter, so she offered, and I don't think like she's not angry or anything that she left. She wasn't forcing her to do anything. It was an offer, but Ciri, like I said in the episode, you know, it's about choosing the right thing to do versus the easy thing to do, and in this case, she chose the right thing to do. What her grandmother told her in her last moment, you know, what you need to do, it's your destiny. Kind of like Geralt had to eventually embrace the fact that everyone was telling him, you know, you're gonna meet that girl, and it came true.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to embrace it like he embraced Ciri. Yennefer did the same as well. You know, she, after her life wandering around trying to find that thing that will make her feel whole, she didn't find it by becoming a sorceress, you know, for working for the people at court. She went on her own. She didn't find it there. She tried to become a mother. She didn't find it there. She tried to have something going on with Geralt. Still no happiness there because it's like she's missing that thing. Perhaps finding that strength inside of her, accepting that she's different. Because that's the thing with Yennefer. She was different to begin with, and she was chastised because of it.
And the way that she harnesses chaos, yeah.
Yeah, and her differences are still a part of her, despite the fact that she rejected them, and maybe accepting that difference and truly embracing who she is what is going to make her whole, and that's unleashing her full potential. And then she gets to do, and I mean, we talked about this literally in Fate Zero, but she gets to do the things that people will remember her for. It's not about, I said this in another reaction, but I said, in life, you do stuff, and it's the stuff that you do that people will remember and that will matter. It's not who you are, physically or mentally or anything. It's what you do that counts.
Yeah.
Your actions speak louder than words. Mm. Well, it speak louder than faces as well. So, but I mean, it was badass to see her, do that.
You know what? After watching the first season of The Witcher, there are so many good scenes, like with the close up, the slow motion they use to put emphasis on emotion and some actions.
The acting is really
just
good.
So and really well done. It's just so beautiful to watch.
And like I said, the acting was amazing. So everyone is pulling through almost on their emotions and what they're trying to tell us.
Like, I mean, the scene where Yennefer was just like screaming her lungs out with the slow-mo, it felt so guttural to watch it.
Guttural, yeah. Well, it's exactly what, it's her remembering what she's been through, the hardships, the heartbreaks, and also the struggle to find that one thing she never could find, and now she's kind of finding it, or hopefully she did find it, because now they're looking for her, but I know she's not dead. But they're looking for her, and I don't know in what state she is, but she kind of unleashed everything that she kept inside.
We do say that all the time, that usually with power and magic, channeling through your emotions is usually a good thing, because the more you channel through them, the more you can be powerful. Usually.
And I mean, it's another thing too, like to see her on that tower, connecting with everyone, directing everyone like a general, making those connections and feeling every time someone died, those losses. We saw it when she lost the baby, before, and I don't remember which episode, but when that baby died, how she felt towards it. We saw her break down looking at herself in the mirror. Those connections, those emotions, she locked them away for so long because she thought she had to be the strongest, and that was how she was going to be strong. She never embraced those. She never made connections because it was all about rebelling against the normality and the brotherhood and stuff. So, I mean, every time she made a connection, she would be betrayed. She couldn't trust people because of how she was treated back then. So she kind of cut herself off from everyone, but she needed those connections because she's a good person, she needs those. She feels for those people. So it was really nice to see her on that tower connecting, finally, allowing herself to feel and put herself in those shoes, because I don't think she voluntarily put herself there after what happened back then. She tried to stay strong by not creating those situations, but then it's harsh sometimes, it's going to be bad, but you need those emotions. You need to face the truth and go through this, and you'll come out of it stronger.
Yeah.
That's what makes you human, actually. Like, feeling stuff, that's what makes you human.
Yeah.
Or not being alone, too.
And so many movies, TV shows, or books, some characters will say that having connections, feeling emotion for people, will make you weak. Because
that's not just in TV shows and books. Like, people say that showing your emotions.
People say that showing your emotions or your connections with people is gonna make you weak.
And that's what the toxic masculinity teaches us. How for example, a guy crying is a weakness, or in fact, a guy showing emotions is a sign of strength, because you feel capable of going there in front of people.
Not strong enough to let yourself being vulnerable in front of others. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It takes true strength, in my opinion,
yeah.
to be vulnerable in front of people, to show emotions.
And this is why I like that when Julie and the media, like story-wise, when you got people to remind us that having friends, connections, and emotions in general, it gives you a purpose to fight harder, longer, harsher.
It's a motivation.
Yeah.
It's a thing that keeps you
Because
going.
when you got something to protect, to come back to, yes, it's hard. You're not invincible, but you can do anything. You will do anything to protect those.
I remember I knew someone back in high school who once told me that she had been hurt so much by people, who abandoned her or something, like when she was in her first few years of primary school, that when she got to high school she chose not to make friends because she'd rather, or when she had a friend she would destroy, subconsciously almost, she would destroy those relationships and make it easier because she didn't want to be the one hurt in that, if ever someone were to betray her again, she would be one step ahead of them and end this here. And it's like, I was thinking it's a miserable way to go at life. And our cat is again scratching his whiskers on the camera, so it's gonna move, you guys. Baby, stop it. Anyway.
He wants to participate in the conversation.
No, he just wants to scratch his whiskers. So yeah, I would be like, it's a miserable life because it's like you're not allowing yourself to be happy out of fear of being hurt. But then you're hurting yourself.
Yeah. So
you're already hurt. It's not the answer. Suffering is never a good thing. Unfortunately, life is not perfect, and everyone will go through suffering of any type, in their lives. And we gotta come out of this thinking, not thinking about fear, fear being the answer. Like, I don't want to be hurt, so I will not allow myself to have friends, have connections, or, go forward with what I have to do. Fear cannot be the answer. Strength needs to be the answer. Emotions, connections, life needs to be the answer. It's not easy, but these characters in the show have all done it, so I'm happy for them.
It is pretty difficult to willingly put yourself at risk of heartache and pain and suffering, because let's be honest with you guys, when you got connections, it's gonna happen. You cannot prevent it. Humans are on small scales or bigger scales. It's gonna happen.
Humans are fragile. That's what happens. It's life. But you can have the good without the bad.
You cannot have the rainbow without the rain.
Granted, in this show, the bad was terrible.
That is true.
The bad was really, really bad.
That is true. But it is difficult to consider that you need the rain to get the rainbow, because when you're in the rain, you're soaked to.
Well, all you see is the rain.
All you see is the rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rainbow is out there. It's just right there.
Yeah. Anyway, seeing those mage fights. Yeah. It's
small,
Titanic. It's Titanic. Yeah.
It is small, but it's there.
Seeing those sorcerers and sorceresses fight. Sorceresses? Mages. Fight was pretty badass. I really hope we go deeper into what's happening in Nilfgaard, because what makes this okay that you would be willing to sacrifice people the way they did, like push them to use magic like that? Like, they're not borrowing. They abandoned the Brotherhood, they said, so they're not borrowing from the source of magic that they have over there.
They're using their own inner energy.
Yeah, but that's killing them. Like, they're pushing them to their limit. There's gotta be a reason that at least, like, Fringilla thought that this was a good excuse to do this shit. And everyone in the army, like, but at least not everyone, because I don't know if they all have that same connection to whatever the White Flame is. But the guy, the general who's in charge, I think he's literally the new king of Nilfgaard, right? He's the one that took over.
I think it is.
The true heir. It would be him, right?
I think.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know who I'm talking about. So this guy truly believes in it as well, and Fringilla seems to be completely, 100% for whatever this is. So I wonder what promises they were given that they would think this is okay. They are enslaving mages and forcing them to kill themselves for this. That's bad. That's really bad.
This is not okay.
But, and I mean, they kicked ass for sure. Like, visually it was amazing, using powers the way they did. I love that they are stakes. Sometimes we have, in fantasy shows and stuff, the people that use magic don't have consequences for their use of magic, and I'd rather have this where we know that there's a chance they can die,
Yeah.
They can just use magic without consequences. That makes it more real and easier to get into, because we freak out for some characters. And it got really close for a lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to that guy who was a good fighter. It's like he switched sides, or he was possessed by one of the worms that ended up there for whatever reason.
I don't think that the worms were there, and I don't believe that the fall on his head make a switch in it. I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but he switched completely. Brutally killed one of his own people. So, I mean, is he going to be a bad guy next season? I don't know. Is he going to come back at all? I don't know what happened to him, but that was interesting. I'm kind of glad that Tissaia is still alive, at least for now. Triss is also still alive. She's hurt, but still alive.
She's still there.
I mean, I kind of knew that Triss and Yennefer were going to be okay. Although they're trying to make us think that Yennefer's gone, we know she's not. She's got to make it till Wild Hunt.
She's not there.
She's got to make it till Wild Hunt,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, at least she needs to meet Ciri, so it's a thing. So, she's out there, but I don't know in what state. And it's going to be interesting to see what happened next season and to keep fighting, because, of course, I don't know, they technically won for now, but the army is still not decimated. It's not over.
They won this battle, but not the war yet.
Yeah. And like I said, for that, we need to know what's going on. Why are they doing this? They're not really answering when we're asking them.
Why would they?
Yeah, they want to get to the middle of it, or the root of it. Is that what they said? The middle of it all? But we don't know what that means yet. So what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it's got to be one heck of a reason to justify all the killing. But we'll see.
Okay. So thank you guys for watching the finale of the first season with us.
Yes.
It was I know
it was really good.
Visually, this show is just super good.
I remember, when we thought of watching this when it came out, a friend of ours had seen it, and he told us something like, I don't think it's going to be a good show for you to react to or something. And I'm like, dude, do you realize that...
Didn't you say that?
No, I didn't say that. I think he said that. It's not going to be a good show to react to for you. I think he said that because, we had not read the books, and we had barely played, the beginning of the third game. So it's if you don't know the lore or anything, you won't get into the story as much, and you won't have much to talk about. But I'm like, dude, you don't know what we can talk about in
that
these shows.
Never bothered me before, and it still doesn't.
There are shows that we react to that whenever we get to the discussion, it's not that the show is not good, it's just that there's not much to discuss about it, especially when it's action forward. And I maybe there was a bit of part of me that was afraid that it was going to be too action forward, but it ended up being very character forward as well, and I really, really like that, and I'm excited for season 2.
Me too.
So I'm really happy we decided to watch
this week, right?
It's gonna come out this week at the end of for us right now, because I don't know when this episode will come out on YouTube, because we've been having issues with copyrights and stuff. Not with Witcher, but with the channel as a whole. Damn, 0 reactions from 2019. Anyway, it's solving itself. It's just it's putting us behind on the schedule. So
what do you want?
We will still try, it's Netflix, so I think they will release every episode at once, and we'll be able to watch them in advance and do as we do, one or 2 episodes ahead on Patreon, and then one every week on YouTube.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
So, well, you cannot see the next episode on Patreon because it's not out there yet.
Well, but then by the time it comes out,
But stay tuned to our community and check
Yeah.
our schedule to see when the first episode of season 2 will be on Patreon.
there's
and on YouTube.
actually a good chance that when this episode comes out on YouTube, the next one will be on Patreon
Yeah,
already.
So check our schedule to make sure.
Yeah, always check the schedule. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this with us. We'll see you next week with another reaction.
Bye.
Bye.